Welcome to this, your daily 180 Bible study. This week we're talking about the certainty of judgment. No one's going to be able to skip that great and awesome day when the Lord judges the world in righteousness. Acts chapter 17, verse 30 and 31. It will be a day of surprise in the sense that we don't know when it's going to happen. He'll come as a thief in the night, according to 2 Peter chapter 3 and verse 10. But it will also be a surprise to people in the sense of the outcome. Some people are going to be expecting one outcome when in fact they have a different outcome. Some people who are good, faithful Christians just don't understand the grace of God. They don't think they're good enough, and the reality is we'll never be good enough. They're going to be surprised at God's graciousness. But then there are going to be other people. The fool has said in his heart, there's no God. They're going to be surprised. The atheist will be surprised. There's a God. But let me tell you another group. It will be the group who just knew they were right. Oh, religiously, I'm right. But in fact, they're wrong. You see, you can be just as sincere as you want, and sincerity is important, but sincerity is not a test of truthfulness. Sincerity is good, but we must have evidence for what we believe and what we practice. Let me give you a couple of examples. First, from Scripture. In Acts chapter 23 and verse number 1, Paul would say, I have lived in all good conscience before God until this day. Really, Paul? What about that time when you were persecuting the church? What about that time when you were dragging men and women to prison? Listen to what he says in 1 Timothy chapter 1, verse number 13. I was formerly a blasphemer, a persecutor, an insolent man, but I obtained mercy because I did it ignorantly in unbelief. What are you saying, Paul? You see, Paul's saying, I was sincere about what I was doing, but I was wrong. Some of you are old enough that you remember September 11th, 2001. 4 planes went up in the air with hijackers. 3 of them crashed into buildings. 1 of them went down in a field in Pennsylvania. Were those hijackers sincere? I can't imagine them being hypocrites and thinking, oh, I don't believe this, I'm just going to go through with it. You wouldn't take your life unless you were sincere. But friends, I hope you know they were sincerely wrong. What's really important for us to do is search the Scriptures and not just be sincere, but be sincerely right. Join us again tomorrow.